Here's your Storm Track 7 forecast.
Well, good afternoon, Eastern Iowa. I'm Storm Track 7 meteorologist Danny Cassidy. It is going to be a potentially active next couple of days. We'll kind of walk you through and what you can expect starting today, really through the end of the weekend. So we do have 3 Storm Track 7 yellow alert days today, Saturday, and Sunday for the chance of strong severe storms. We could see all 3 of large hail, damaging wind gusts, and maybe a tornado or 2, but the tornado risk, I will say, is on the lower side. But it's not 0, and it's really going to be for all of Eastern Iowa, kind of depending on the day. But first, let's start with today. So a lot of the stronger activity will be right ahead of this cold front, stretching from parts of central Iowa into parts of Nebraska, really down into parts of Texas. But locally here, the best chance is going to be basically along and west of the I-380 corridor, because a lot of the activity is going to start around 5-6 o'clock off in central and western Iowa, and then that line will make its way eastward. And the question is, how much strength does it have by the time it gets here? So that's why you're seeing a lot of the rest of the area just under that level 1 risk. So with this, we could again see some large hail and a few damaging wind gusts. Tornado chance, again, is low but not 0, but on the lower end. So we'll keep an eye on that as it goes through the rest of this evening. So this afternoon into the early parts of the evening, just general showers and isolated storms. We have seen some stronger wind gusts with this on the backside of rain moving in. There's some warmer air aloft and it's kind of rushing to the surface. So we could see non-thunderstorm wind gusts really 50-55 miles per hour potentially at times. So just be aware of that even if we don't see severe thunderstorms, those winds could still be incredibly strong. Again, we'll have a little bit of a lull, I think, during the evening commute, actually, so it might not actually be too bad driving, at least for rain, but those winds are certainly going to be a problem. Then you're seeing that line. So there it is off in central Iowa, so that's where we're going to see probably the best chance of severe weather. But by the time it gets here, again, we're watching to see how long it maintains strength. So I think the majority of the timing of this is going to be after sunset. Still could see some stronger to severe storms, but after midnight, that chance kind of dwindles, and then we'll see really dry conditions after about 2-3 a.m. through much of the day on Saturday. And again, I mentioned those winds. No matter if we see severe storms or not, they're going to be strong. We could see gusts around 40 miles per hour, even higher than that at times. Sustained winds around 15 to 30. And then during the day tomorrow, I do think will be anywhere from 30, maybe 35 miles per hour. So that is for tonight. And speaking of tonight, we'll see those low temperatures really get hit right away. And with that strong southerly flow, the temperatures will actually rise during the overnight hours. So that's today. Now let's jump ahead to tomorrow. Again, the best risk as of now, this gets updated at 12:30, so we might see an update here pretty soon, is going to be off to our south and to our west. Again, kind of around that cold front area, a little bit more energy and lift to work with. But locally here, everywhere in eastern Iowa is going to have that level 2 out of 5 chance of severe weather. So I think Saturday, if we see anything, we have the best chance of widespread severe activity. For this, around the same time frame, but I think in general it's going to be a little bit earlier. This is going to be 5 p.m. to midnight. And large hail, I think, is going to be the best, or I should say the greatest threat with this. Could maybe see ping pong ball size or higher. Wind gusts 60 to 70 miles per hour. And again, tornado chances are on the lower end, but they're not 0. But that wind shear they usually need for tornadoes, not as great, which is good news, but again, can't necessarily completely rule it out. So much of the day on Saturday is actually going to be dry. We're going to see partly cloudy skies and really okay conditions. It is going to be muggy, it's going to be windy, and high temperatures will get close to 80 in a lot of areas. Then once we start to see things cool off a little bit in the late afternoon, that cold front starts to interact with the environment. We're going to see some showers and storms kind of basically flare up to our south and west, and then that'll continue into the evening hours. You see this is 7 p.m. and you're seeing again these dots. That could be indicative of some embedded supercells, meaning large hail and maybe a tornado. So that's kind of what we look for there. So we go through the evening hours again, so that kind of moves through, but then maybe another wave. You can see this is midnight. Again, maybe some strong wind gusts there as well as some larger hail. After midnight, again, I do think the strength diminishes. Can't rule out an isolated severe thunderstorm, but most of it does diminish, and we'll just have showers and storms. And that takes us into Sunday morning, where I think similar to today, we'll have kind of scattered activity during the morning. So that's Saturday. In general, for the high temperatures, we'll see mid to upper 70s and maybe a few low 80s on our southern and western edge. Now for Sunday, now that it's a couple of days out, details are a little bit hazy with this, but compared to yesterday, that level 2 risk locally has been shaved off from much of the area, and in general, kind of along and south of I-80 is where the best chance of severe weather is, where it's a little bit warmer. For that, once again, large hail, damaging wind gusts are potentially in play. Tornadoes, can't rule them out, lower end, but can't rule them out. And also for level 1 for the rest of the area, could see some stronger storms. So let's jump back into Sunday. And I will say with this future track, this is a different data point from the last two you saw, and this one's a little bit more pessimistic on just really overall rain chances, especially if you see a lot of cloud cover with this. You can see during the afternoon some showers and isolated storms are possible, but really in terms of the severe activity, doesn't show much flare up. So we'll keep an eye on that, but a lot of Sunday is going to depend on what happens during the day on Saturday. So it's going to be kind of a wait and see game with that. All in all, we're going to see a whole lot of rainfall out of this, anywhere from 1 to 3 inches, especially in under thunderstorms. We could see maybe locally higher amounts through the day on Monday. In general, though, beneficial rain for much of us across eastern Iowa. So to recap here, your city-by-city forecast for Waterloo, Dubuque, Cedar Rapids, and Iowa City. So temperatures today don't get very high, really only upper 50s, low 60s, close to 80, if not 80, many areas on Saturday. Sunday, the low to mid 70s for the most part. And then after Sunday, we'll see things kind of clear out, maybe some isolated showers. Tuesday, another round of showers and storms, not expected to be severe at this point, but we'll keep an eye on it. Then for the start of May, things quiet down with pretty seasonal conditions with highs in the upper 60s and low 70s.